White heavy checkmark U.S. debt crisis 2025. Is the economy on the edge of collapse? In 2025, the U.S. national debt has crossed the shocking mark of $34 trillion. But what does this huge number actually mean for you? For American jobs? For the future of the dollar? Is the United States really heading for a financial collapse, or is it just another round of political drama? Stay with me until the end, because you're about to hear facts and perspectives you won't easily find in the mainstream news. The numbers that scare the world. Right now, the total national debt of the United States is larger than the country's entire annual GDP. In other words, America owes more than it produces every year. This isn't just a scary number on paper. Every dollar the government pays in interest is a dollar less for schools, healthcare, infrastructure, or even the military. And the U.S. is not the only country struggling with high debt. Major economies like Japan and Italy have much higher debt-to-GDP ratios. But what makes America's situation unique is the role of the dollar as the world's reserve currency. That gives the U.S. more room to maneuver, but it also means that any shock to the dollar could have massive global consequences. Why does the debt keep growing? So here's the big question. Why can't the U.S. stop the bleeding? First, massive spending during and after the COVID-19 pandemic. Trillions went into stimulus checks and rescue packages. Second, tax cuts from previous administrations reduced government revenues. Third, an aging population means bigger spending on Social Security and Medicare. And finally, the interest on existing debt keeps climbing. The U.S. now spends over $1 trillion each year just to pay interest. That's nearly as much as the entire defense budget. Trump's current policies. Adding fuel to the fire? Today, after about 6 months since Trump returned to the White House, many of his supporters were hoping his economic plans would reduce the deficit and control the debt. But the reality is more complicated. Small Blue Diamond Trump has once again increased defense spending. Small Blue Diamond, he imposed new tariffs on some imports, like Canada and China, hoping to boost government revenue. But that also raised domestic prices and slowed down trade. Small Blue Diamond, he cut certain corporate taxes to support local manufacturing, but that reduces government income in the short term. Small Blue Diamond, and with continued big spending on immigration measures and border security, the debt keeps growing, even with the America First approach. Could the U.S. ever default? Some people fear that America might someday fail to pay its debts. Technically, yes, but realistically, it's very unlikely. Why? Because the U.S. controls its own currency. It can always print more dollars to cover interest payments. But printing more money is not a magic solution. It fuels inflation, which eats away people's savings and drives prices higher. So who actually holds this debt? China and Japan are among the biggest holders of U.S. government bonds. This gives them some leverage, and any shift in their policy toward the dollar can impact its exchange rate and stability worldwide. How does this debt affect you? This isn't just about government numbers. It hits the everyday American directly. Small Blue Diamond higher interest rates mean more expensive home and car loans. Small Blue Diamond inflation makes daily living more expensive, from groceries to gas. Small Blue Diamond, if investors lose confidence in the dollar as the debt keeps rising, the entire economy could face a major shock. Is there a real solution? Experts are divided. Should the U.S. raise taxes, cut spending, or rely on boosting economic growth? Trump argues that economic growth alone can help lower the debt-to-GDP ratio. But so far, with constant political division, no administration has managed to put a serious brake on the growing debt. So, what could really happen? There are two main scenarios. One, an optimistic path, where strong and steady economic growth helps reduce the debt burden over time, or a political consensus leads to real tax and spending reforms. The other, less optimistic scenario is that the debt continues to swell, leading to higher inflation, a weaker dollar, and a loss of investor confidence in the long run, forcing the government into painful, drastic measures. Closing. The hard truth and your financial future. So yes, America's debt crisis is very real. It's not a bomb that explodes overnight, but a slow-moving train that, if left unchecked, will eventually crash. Its impact won't stop at America's borders. It could reshape your savings, your cost of living, and even your country's economy. Do you think Trump can really rein in the debt over the next few years? Or will the gap just keep getting bigger? Share your thoughts in the comments. Did these numbers and facts change the way you see the dollar and the global economy? If you want more deep, clear breakdowns of big money stories, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Stick around. We've got more eye-opening videos coming soon.